Hello there and welcome to another video from Change Tips and Tools, and this is video number 4 in this PowerApps how-to series. And in today's video we're going to focus on combo boxes and how we can use the multi-select capability of combo boxes to apply further filters to our gallery. So without further ado, let's do this. Okay, so we've got a drop down. Let's look at how we can use a combo box here. Because eventually what I want to be able to do is select a program, or I can select a project or select a category. And I want the project and category to run off combo boxes. So let's have a crack at a combo box for the project. So let's go back into design. So what I'm going to do is with the X1 screen selected, I'm going to do insert, input, and I'm going to choose combo. There it is. So let's just put that there. And again, I am going to name this. So this one here, let's just name this button here. I'm going to call it BTN reset, because I might use that as an overall reset if I want to, against the multiple items. Reset search. Yeah, hit return on that one. So there's my, let's move this one to the top. Let's take this combo here. I'm going to do CBO for combo, and then I'm going to do X1 and then proj. That's what I'm going to call it. As far as this is concerned, on the items, I am going to make that choices, and it's going to be the cross-reference again, but this time dot project. If I do that drop down, there you go, they're all there. Right, so that's my cross-reference. As far as other properties on this, I am going to use I want got default, we don't need that, but I want to look at select multiple property, and I'm going to set that to true because I want us to be able to select multiple items in here. And again, I'm going to make the width of this property, let's make that match the header text X1 proj header dot width. Let's take the X property and let's make that equal the DRP prog search dot X plus DRP prog search dot width plus 1 padding. Yeah. So I've got DRP.x, right, that there's not worked. So if I do dot x, that's better. Right, now that's working. You can always tell because it didn't go uppercase there. So we've now got that set properly. We've now got the drop downs. So I now need to be able to change the gallery to handle this. Okay, so when I just press play here, at the moment it filters on this, or yeah, and blank, but I want to be able to select multiple projects here or unselect them to filter the project column. So let's go to the gallery, so expand the container exfer, expand the container exfer data, and that's where the gallery is. So let's select that. So this is the filter that we've got, and we want to include items from the combo box. So let's just make this a little bit sort of so we can see the height of it. So at the moment we're doing a filter, and this filter is if the program box is not full. So I don't really need this here now, do I? So if I take that, because what we now want to do is I'm going to so this filter, I'm going to do an if statement. Let's get rid of that there because we've got an extra bracket. There you go. So I'm going to do an if statement. So if, just do a return there, and I'm going to check to see is blank, and I want this to be opposite. So let's do the exclamation mark is blank for the DRP program search dot selected dot value. So by putting that exclamation mark, I'm doing the opposite, and then I'm going to do and. So I'm going to use the and statement because I also want to do is empty. So the combo box CBO combo project search dot selected items is empty, then I'm going to do the filter there. Yeah. So and is empty. Let me just do a comma there, and let's do a bracket there as well at the end of the if statement. Let's just format that. So what I'm going to do is I want to put some comments. So after that, I'm just going to do hit return after that bracket. I'm going to do 2 forward slashes, which is the comment. So a bit like VB, when you put an apostrophe, you want to put a comment in there. So this is filter on program. So that's that one. So then, if I then take this, and let's just copy that because I don't want to keep typing it out and do copy. So if it's, so let's do a comma after the filter. I'm going to do return, and let's do forward slash filter on project. Yeah. And then if I do a return there and do Control V, so there's a comma there. So if that's true, this line's true here, then we're going to do this filter. So now let's make this, turn it, switch it around. So that is blank, and then put an exclamation mark in front of this. So the that is not blank. And then I'm just going to do another filter this time. I'm going to filter, let's do col X for data. We do a comma, let's do a return there. And this time it's going to be where the project dot value, because this is going to be multiple select items in there. I'm going to use the in function in CBO project search dot selected items dot value. Yeah. So I'm going to close the bracket on the filter. Now, if that's not true and they are both blank, I'm going to do a comma there, and then I'm just going to do call exfer data, i.e. do all of it. I'm then going to close the bracket on the statements. Let's just format that. So then we've got filter on program. So, and then we've got filter on project. So let's just test that and see if it works. Yep. Let me shrink that down. It's going to reload, run on start. Click off it, click on it, and let's do play. So at the moment it's not showing anything, but if I do program, it's showing all the programs. If I do project one, so it's filtering on those projects, that's fine. So let's deselect the projects and see what happens there and see how it reacts. Okay, so we now got it filtering on program and on projects. Let's add another one for category and let's add that on there as well. So let's take this one, do control copy, control V. What I'm going to do is move it to the right, use the guidelines, and let's rename this combo to be cat. Get rid of the project. Do cat, return, just move that down below project. And as far as the items are concerned, I'm going to change that to category. Yeah, and let's just let that. There we go. Just need time to load. Then let's look at the width and the X factor. So let's just the X factor width. Let's look at width. So just change that to cat. So it matches that header width. And let's look at the X property, X factor. I don't watch it. Do you? Do you watch it? Let me know in the comments if you watch X Factor or you used to like X Factor. I don't think it's on anymore. Anyway, moving on. Back to the task at hand. So this is going to be CBO project search dot X. Let's do plus CBO project dot width +1 for padding. And there you go. Let's just do a test. Does that? Yeah, so we've got everything in there. Let's just do save. So now we want it to consider the category as well. So what we're going to do is go back to the gallery. Let's expand that. Let's make this a little bit more. So really now I need to add another and statement here and do and, select that and there. And let's do is empty, and that needs to be the CBO cat search dot selected items. So that needs to be empty. So let's just take that and copy it and do control copy. And on this one, I need to add that in. So again, it needs to be there. Okay. So for the next one, I need to do, let's get rid of that. And let's do filter on category. So basically it's a bit like in Excel where you've got ifs, the ifs function in Excel. I'm literally doing if that's true, then that's what you're going to do. If yeah, if this is true, then do this, and then here I'm going to do, if this is true, then do it. So I'm just going to take this now. Let's just copy it, do Control, copy it, and just do return and do Control V. So project has got to be blank. Let's get rid of the exclamation mark on the project search, and let's put the exclamation mark just to make it the opposite. Boom. And then if I do filter, can call X for data, just a comma, let's do another return, and this time it's going to be where category dot value is in the CBO cat search dot selected items dot value. Yeah, let's close the bracket on the filter. I'm going to do a comma, and again, if none of those are true, I'm just going to do col expert data and get it to put that out. Yeah, if I format that, and there we go. So we've got filter on category. Let's try. I'm going to do save, and again, I'm going to do a reset. We're on start. Do gallery, and let's just do play. So we've got nothing there at the moment, but if I select that, nothing, undo it, and then it seems to work. But if I select regulatory, and there you go. If I take that off, let's do project 1. If I do program A, if I then do project 2, if I do project 10, you'll notice that's now ignoring stuff, and if I change that, it's ignoring it. Yeah. So if I then take that off, and that's fine. So what I want to do now is if I want to, is I can just reset these if I want to, or select blank individually. So let's just close that down. Let's move this here over, just so we know those are all the searches. And then this, let's just do a reset. Let's look at icons. Can we do a reset? There we go. I'm just going to do that as a reset, like so. And what I'm going to get it to do is, if I then do, in the drop down, do prog search, let's do a colon, let's do reset, CBO project search, do a semicolon again, return to another reset, do CBO project, so cat search, close the bracket, and there you go. So that's done. So now let's just do save and play. So there's program. If I do a reset, if I do bomb, yeah, I can do a reset, and that's done. And again, do a reset. So really, I only want these to be visible when this is not in edit mode. Yeah. So let's set the visible property for these. And when we go into edit mode, I want these to be reset, and I don't want them visible. Yeah, so let's just so if I select these, hold down my control key. Yeah, and what I'm going to do is do visible. I'm going to do visible is if, and let's do, so exclamation mark X for edit. So if it's opposite, then I'm going to go, let's do true, and let's do false. I'm overcomplicating that. Anyway, I'll do. Yeah, do that. Right, so if we're in var edit mode is, let's get rid of that. So if it's true, yeah, then I'm going to do that. So I want to do, so if this variable is true, then I want it to return a false. And if it is false, then I want it to return a true. I make the controls visible. Okay, so we're not in edit mode at the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and all I'm going to do is do select reset when I go into edit mode. So if we do this, then let's go into this and let's just expand it. So what I'm trying to do here is, as well as hide the filters, I want to reset the filters as well when I go into edit mode. The thing is, where do I put that reset? Let's do a return here, and let's do select BTN button, reset search, yeah, that one there. If I do that and I just do that, I think that's going to be fine. If I just format that, okay. So now let's just try that out. So if I'm just doing, let's do save and play. So if I do project 1, let's just reset that. I need to reload everything, don't I? So if I run that and do run start, come off it, go back on it, and then do play, yeah, and I choose 1, there you go. If I do edit mode, I'm not seeing, if I do undo, right, so that's not worked because I'm flipping it and mine not. Right, okay, that's where I've gone wrong. I've done it in the wrong space. So if I go into here, expand it, it's not there that we do it. Yeah, if I do X, let's just format that again. It's at the end of it is where I set everything like so. So I literally do that there, format it, now watch. So if we then go into save it, play, I do exit, and there you go, everything's there. If I do undo, everything's back. Because I need to reset it if I was in read mode. So if I do 10, it's not there. If I do edit, it's not there. If I do new, let's do program A, let's do project 3. Let's make that maintenance. Let's save it and then do exit edit mode, and there you go. And I can filter on maintenance if I want to, or I can reset it. Boom, that seems to work quite fine. So there you go. I'm now going to add the rest of my data from my program, projects and categories within the cross-reference table. And I've now added all the data for the cross-reference data. So scroll down, we can see everything's in there. I've also added all the projects in there in the projects tab, and I can filter this like so. Yeah, that all works. Wonderful. Let me just close that down. And that is where I'm going to pause it in this video. So I'll finish it. So I hope you found that informative. Watching me work through it, warts and all, figuring it out as I'm going along. If so, please remember to click that like, subscribe, and smash that notifications button for future content. And as always, I wish you an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Please take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video from Change, Tips and Tools. Bye bye now.